And we're live. Hey guys, this is Wolfie, and today we are going to react to the 49ers versus Jets game last night. Huge W. I'm super excited to talk about it. I wasn't going to do it last night, but I noticed there was like a lot of content creators where I feel like if I went live, nobody would see it or even hear of it. So I thought I'd just do it another time. I noticed there was so I decided to do it another time. And this is the day. So we're going to react. And also, I couldn't be as loud as I wanted to be last night. It was really late, and I have neighbors, so poor life. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Anyway, so we are technically going to kind of wing this a little bit because I also failed you in the aspect that I could have done a little bit more research. I'm not going to lie. But we're going to go ahead and react to the game just based on what how I feel about it, how excited I am about it, how the good and the bad of it. And then after we're done talking about the game, I'm going to go ahead and tell you my worst take that aged poorly. I thought about this because there was not too long ago, back in January, I commented on one of Larry's TikToks, and I said that Jordan Mason should not be the backup running back to Christian McCaffrey in the playoffs. And people came at me in the comment section saying, hey, you know, like this aged poorly, etc. And I like to explain why that didn't age poorly. And if you disagree, that's okay. But I'm going to tell you why that did not age poorly. He should not be in the playoffs if he had 0 first-team reps, if he barely got second-team reps. Mitchell is a more proven commodity at the time. And again, Jordan Mason had no offseason where he got those reps. It was all Mitchell, and it was all CMC. This offseason, he got most first-team reps, CMC being out with I think during like in May or whatever, during OTAs and training camp because he won an extension. And then Elijah Mitchell kept getting hurt. So insert Jordan Mason. He gets better. He gets more improved. He knows the playbook better. He's meshing with the team. And you get the result that you got today. And I would like to point out that I also think that Jordan Mason, I always thought Jordan Mason could be good. I always saw the potential. People raved about him all the time. It was just about time to see it, especially considering he got all the first-team reps. He got all of the offseason. So that is why people think that take aged poorly, but it really didn't, because I was advocating at the time, you do not put a running back in the game, a playoff game, that has not had any reps with the first team. That would be stupid. If you have 2 other running backs who are good, because Mitchell's good, Mitchell's a great player. Like, we can't ignore that. Yeah, he gets hurt a lot, but he was healthy. So it's just a matter of, like, you don't want to put a guy in there that's not prepared. And he was not prepared. So I got tired of people saying, put Mason in. Put Mason. He didn't have the reps. He didn't have the time. Didn't have the opportunity. Now he does, and now he's good. So that's why people think that age poorly, but it didn't. I never said he couldn't be good or he wasn't going to be good or that he wasn't good. Never said that he was bad. So I want to point that out and just clear the air. I know a lot of people aren't going to see that comment, but I would just like to approach it just in case anybody wants to talk about it or say, hey, what did you say about this? I'd like to clear the air about that. I just did not think he should have played in a playoff game that he was not prepared for, and people were advocating for that. Absolutely asinine, in my opinion. 49er Media! Let's go! Big W! Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know I did not set the I forgot to set a schedule last night. I was going to set the schedule that I was going to go live today at 9:30 last night, but spaced it like a motherfucker. Been spacing a lot of things lately. The past few days, I've been spacing things, but not the lives. Not the lives, because these are important. Good morning, 49ers Media. Good morning. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. All right. So before I tell you guys my worst take that you guys should actually give me shit for, the real take that I had that was poor, I'll tell you after we talk about the 49ers and Jets versus Jets. So a lot of people had the Jets. I'm not saying most because I don't know of most, but I have seen a lot of people say the Jets were going to crush the 49ers due to their crazy offseason and Ayuk being rusty. Trent's got to be rusty. But it's so crazy to me because Aaron Rodgers barely practiced at training camp and OTAs. So why wouldn't he be rusty himself? You know? And you got Nathaniel Hackett as the offensive coordinator. There's just a lot of, like, before the result of this game, I was shocked that people were saying this. Look, I understand that Ayuk would have been rusty, but I've said a million times, yeah, the 49ers are the Avengers. People who hate on the 49ers say that they're Avengers. If we miss Black Widow, we are fine. If Brandon Ayuk misses a catch here and there, we are fine, clearly. So it just baffles me that people just think like they overanalyze certain things that happen and don't like wait to see. Like they don't take the judgment of the player or the position of the team into account. They take whatever bad thing happened within that year and they claim it as gospel and as a fact that, hey, this team is just not going to be good this week. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's not practice is practice. You know what I mean? Like missing some games when you have a shit ton of other players on the team that are still good is crazy to me to assume the 49ers were just going to get blown out in this game. Blows my mind. When Trevor to the locker room, I was like, well, we are done, but he was just dehydrated. I thought the same thing too. I was like, at least the game is over and we won. And I was a little concerned. I was like, he's still walking fine. He looks like he's in a good stride. He's not limping. He's not holding anything. So I figured it was something small and minuscule. Actually, believe it or not, this might be weird to say, but I had two thoughts that come to mind when that happened. One, he had to use the bathroom really bad. He just had to use the bathroom. Game was over. He's going to the bathroom. Okay. And B, I just thought he was tired and it was just time for him to go because he did have a whole offseason, like not being part of the team. And then he plays most of the game. I'm pretty sure he played all of the game except for when he went to the locker room, obviously. But I just kind of thought maybe he got tired. He did put a lot of effort into the game. And those are my two assumptions. But it turns out he was just dehydrated, which makes sense. I mean, if he's not used to that kind of play, that kind of intensity, I mean, body's not used to it. So, and that is a public announcement. Drink your water. You get smooth skin. When you drink your water, you get smooth skin. You got to pee all the time, but smooth skin. All right. So I'm done talking about the four, why I'm shocked that people even thought the 49ers were going to get blown out the way they were. I know there's actually haters who have their opinions and they think it's gospel, but factually, it did not make sense for the 49ers to just be bums against the Jets, okay? Especially with Hassan Reddick not on the team against the D-line. That is crazy to me. Like, you had Jermaine Johnson going up against Trent Williams, and then you had a guy in, I can't remember his name, Clemens, who's pretty much a nobody. I'm not saying he's a nobody, but he's pretty much like going against McKivitz. Oh my God, McKivitz was terrible. But hold on. Let me continue. So their defensive line was terrible. Okay. And their secondary was pretty good. I like their secondary, but our receivers and our offense can compete with their secondary, and their D-line was bad. And that's what caused us to win the game. That was their backbone. That was their Achilles heel. Their D-line could not stop. Don't get me wrong. There was moments where their D-line broke the line and they made big plays and things like that. There's moments like that, but it was so inconsistent that we were able to run and pass all over the team. But I will give them props for their red zone defense because we need to score on a lot of, like, at least four of these drives. At least four of like the 7-8 drives we score on should have been touchdowns. It should have been touchdowns. Michael Clemens, that's the first name I couldn't think of. Michael, yeah. He'll be fine in 3 or 4 games. He just needs some actual games. Exactly. And then not to mention he performed. I didn't see any crazy, highlight that he usually has once per game. Usually he destroys somebody. I didn't see anything like that, but he looked really good for somebody who missed all that time. Absolute stud. I know I'm calling them stud muffins. Whenever someone performs, or if someone's actually a stud, I'm calling them stud muffins. Collins was a stud muffin, dude. Top shelf, expensive ass shit. He was good, dude. He was all over the place, stopping the run, left and right, breaking double teams. What he did in the preseason, he carried over into this game. And not to mention, the Jets had some quality starters on their offensive line. Their offensive line is better than last year. Do I think it's like top 10? No, I don't think like that. But for him for Collins to take on 2 people alone and swipe them away multiple times in multiple games is impressive to me. Collins looks like an absolute steal. 49ers meter, you are not wrong. Straight up correct, dude. Like, Collins is a stud, and I hope that he can continue it and he doesn't get tired. He doesn't get weighed down, and hopefully we don't use him too much. I'm expecting more from Hargrave. Hopefully Elliott and Givens can show some stuff. I understand it's just week 1, so I don't want to judge them just yet, so I'm not going to do that. But it seems like Collins was the D tackle position. He was everything that was D tackle in that game. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Collins. I like Collins a lot too. So let me bring up the stats of the game, and we'll talk about the players real quick. So we talked about everything before. We talked about everything before the game and how people were crazy to think the 49ers were not going to score at least 20 points. Like, if the 49ers did not score 20 points against this team, that is going – I know I just said about the dysfunctional thing, but with Aaron Rodgers being who he is, not training with his wide receivers, such a big fucking deal. I didn't think the offense was going to do well, and I thought the 49ers were getting more possessions, and they were pretty much guaranteed to score 20-plus points because I was not sold on their defense. Let's start on the D-line. I like their corners. I like their linebackers. I like their safeties. But I'm not sold on their D-line. I was never sold on it. Sam Quanu was insane on that 4th and 1. Wasn't it? I thought that was Lenore who stopped him. Wasn't that Lenore? 4th and 1? Let me check. 4th and 1. 49ers. Let me check. Let me check that. I want to make sure. If you're right, if you're right, I'll give him props because I wasn't too impressed with him. But if he did that, all right, I'm watching it. Which 4th and 1? The one where he passed? No. Well, it wasn't one where he got passed because he got shoved inside. I'll show. I'll try not to. If I get kicked off live, I'll come back on. But I'm looking at it right now, and I can see. I see Awanu getting shoved to the side by number 76 on that 4th and 1. He did not do well on that. He literally got pushed back. Is there another 4th and 1? There's one where they tried going for it and then they got tackled, right? The run play. Yeah. I'm sounding like a hater right now on Sam, but I'm just saying he got pushed aside. I'm just saying 4th and 1. Look at this video. Coming at you fast. I'll just take your word for it because the only one that's showing me. I think it's coming up right here. 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 All right, got stuffed by Nick Bosa, Fred Warner on the 3rd and 1. 4th and 1. Who gets credit for that? Bro, you suck. All right, so 91 right now is going up against, I want to say, their guard. No, that was the pass again. Fuck you, dude. Okay, I can't find it, but I'm just taking your word for it. I'll take your word for it. If he had to stop in the run, I'll take your word for it, brother. I'll take your word for it. I couldn't find it, and I'm not gonna spend the entire life to find it. So if he did it, and I'll find it later, I'll say something. But if he did it, that's awesome. That's something I want to see from our D line. I thought it was Lenore that made the play on that because when the announcer said that. But if it was him, he deserves the credit. He's a depth chart piece, and if he's making plays like that, that's a big deal. So if he did it, good job, Sam. I wasn't impressed with you, but if you did that, big deal because that could have sparked them to score again, and it would have been huge. So that's what I'll say about that. I'm not gonna try to bullshit you guys. You know what I mean? It's not my style. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna bullshit you. All right, so here are the stat lines for the San Francisco 49ers. We all know Brock Purdy. I thought he was okay to worst. Like At worst, he was okay. And at best, I thought he was good. I didn't think he played extremely well. There was moments where I was like, why'd you throw that ball? There was a weird moment. I can't remember what drive it was, but I think it was in the third quarter at the end where Brock Purdy made some weird throws. Like one was severely overthrown, and then one was overthrown for Hughes check. It was the weirdest drive I've ever seen from Brock Purdy. It's kind of weird. But I did like his play for the most part because he didn't throw any interceptions. He was clutch when he needed to be. He made the plays he needed to do. Even when Brandon Ayuk wasn't playing very well, he dropped a touchdown that he should have caught. We'll talk about that later. Debo looks slow as fuck. And McKivitz was a liability. That dude had 2 penalties, bad penalties at that, and he got beat multiple times. McKivitz was ass, okay? He was the definition of taking your lips to buttholes and sucking on it. He sucked ass. He was terrible. If not for Pooney, there would not be the big runs that we saw from Jordan Mason. I'm not trying to take anything from Jordan Mason, but there was a couple where we saw Pooney make big blocks and he had big runs. Jesus Christ, McKivitz needs to be replaced as soon as possible. I did not think he played good. I did see Salbert. Oh, I want to get ahead of myself. Let's keep talking about Brock Purdy. With everything that Brock Purdy had against him, he pretty much had a washed-looking Debo Samuel. He had a rusty-ass Ayuk. So he pretty much had no route runners. Because the only route runner that is out there that's currently on the squad, Ricky Pearsall, hurt, not playing. Jacob Cowing, far on the depth chart. Don't even think he got the ball. Then, what was the Ayuk, rusty as shit. All the route runners were hurt. Brock Purdy had to be accurate. And don't tell me George Kittle is like a crazy good route runner. He's okay. He's okay. His thing is 50-50 balls and yak. Okay? And blocking. Do not come at me about the route running for George Kittle like it's the best. They do not do that. So Brock Purdy had to be accurate, and he was that. He was good. He was good with some rusty ass pieces. So that's what I have to say about that. All right. We got some questions. We got some questions, but we got some comments. Let's check them out. I gotta let my cat in because she's like fucking scratching at the sliding glass door like crazy. It's creating this like screeching sound. He just cooked the O-line he went against. It was more like he just cooked the O-line he went against. Are you talking about Collins? Forced to the backup tight end, double covered. I think I recall a play like that. There was he had some weird moments. He had some weird moments for sure. He had some weird king moments. Jennings was a man. Oh, he was a stud, dude. He's 31, man. He always catches the ball, man. Makes big plays. He's really good on the outside. I've noticed a lot of his big plays come from the outside, but he can make the stick. He can do underneath. He's not going to do deep balls or anything like that, but he is an elite, immediate and short wide receiver. Short running wide receiver. Route running wide receiver. He's just so good at it. Not fast, but he's good at 50-50 balls. He's good at getting open. He's good at being clutch. And that's the thing. Some wide receivers are really good, but they're not clutch. They can't make the big play. They cannot make the big play. Do not tell me Jawan Jennings is not clutch. That dude on multiple third downs, not just this game, but even prior, dude, he's such a safety valve. Dude's practically a tight end at that point. Strawberry, welcome to the stream. I did not go live last night because there was just too many content creators reacting to the game that I think I just get lost in the shuffle. So I didn't go live last night, but I'm going live now. Here was. So glad I was wrong. I do not remember what you were wrong about, but I'm glad you were too. I think you said, did you say like a low scoring game? I could be wrong, but you said something like that. I could be wrong. I think you said that we're going to be rusty or something and we might lose. Or is that somebody else? I know Grant Cohn thought we were going to lose. I know that a few people thought we were going to lose. I knew right away if I knew the 49ers could score 20 plus points against this defense. I knew that. The thing was, I just didn't know what Aaron Rodgers could do. And it seems like Aaron Rodgers has just one weapon in Garrett Wilson. That's it. No, I said low scoring. Okay. All right. A lot of people gave me some few predictions, so I kind of got mixed up on some, so I apologize for that. But yeah, man, I mean, I see where you're coming from, why you would think that, because like it's week one. Everyone was being rusty throughout this entire weekend. Week one had nothing but rusty quarterbacks and rusty play all over the field. So I see where you're coming from, thinking that it might be low scoring. It's possible. Yeah, the run defense, dude. Oh my God, it was so good, so good, man. It was like the greatest fruit you ever bit into kind of moment. It was so good. Fuck, we finally stopped the run. I can't tell you how relieved I was, when that happened. Oh, and another concern of mine was Jake Moody, 6 for 6, stud muffin. Yeah, I'm so glad our run defense looks good. I know it's only week one, so I don't want to declare anything. But through week one, it looks like Nick Sorensen looks pretty solid. But again, it's week one. A lot of teams are still trying to find their footing. Some teams find their footing week 3, week 4. So I don't want to declare MVP. I don't want to declare best DC, whatever. But I will say that if they continue to play the way that they are now, then DC is amazing. Nick Sorensen's amazing. What's his name? The old Chargers head coach, Bradley something. I can't think of his name right now. He looks like a solid backup head coach. This is just through one game, though. So one game. Next week, it could be total shit show. So glad we held Breece Hall in check. So do I. I'm super glad. We sort of kept Garrett Wilson in check. It's kind of like we focused a lot more on the run than we did the pass, which is weird because Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback, and we really trusted the corners to play man. Because it seemed like every time the 49ers went in zone, dude, Aaron Rodgers tearing it up. Every time we went in zone, dude. Garrett Wilson, big play, big play, big play, big play. Enough with the zone against Aaron Rodgers. Enough with the zone. I was expecting Breece Hall to destroy our defense. He didn't do much. I don't blame you because there was we don't know what Collins was. Hargrave is still on the team, and he's not that great of a run defender. So. And Leonard Floyd is not known to be a run defender. So I know exactly where you're coming from because even though we fixed the line, even though we fixed the D line, we still didn't know what we were getting in the run defense. That was the biggest concern. That's what everyone was saying in the offseason. We got to get a D tackle to stop the run. We got to get a D tackle to stop the run. We need a fifth D tackle so they can do that because we got pass rushing D tackles, right? So everyone was complaining. But it turns out Malik Collins is that dude. It turns out our defense is that dude. Do I think that our run defense will fall apart without Collins? Yes. I think he's the anchor of that run defense. The anchor of that run defense. We don't need another D tackle unless McCollins gets hurt. I do not think we need another D tackle. Fred Warner, dude. I wish I had like a mat like on the side over here, guys. I would show you. I would imitate exactly what Fred Warner looks like every time he's freaking on the field, dude, and tries to make a tackle. It's absolutely hilarious. The dude is like Superman. He runs and then just throws his whole body quite literally in the air and has these in the air flying like Superman. He's just like, what the fuck, dude? The dude does not take normal tackles. He will throw his entire body at you. I saw Warner flip, I think twice or 3 times last night, just because he's throwing his body in the air. He's getting so many. Warner wants it, man. Warner wants it. I'm a big fan of Warner. Warner wants it. He pulled it out without the Avengers. And when about that, Debo was on the field. I think Debo were not good. Okay. I don't give a shit what you say. Yeah, Debo scored points, caught balls. But knowing Debo, the Debo before, would have done a lot more damage. He would have had a lot better burst. He was not the same. And supposedly he lost weight and he's supposed to be faster. But I'm sorry, that dude looks slow as shit. He looks so slow, dude. That guy quite literally looked like he had an anchor on his waist. It was weird to see. He's slower and he's lighter. I don't get it. But yeah, Brock Purdy performed without the Avengers, without CMC that everyone commented about, without Debo, without a good Debo and a rusty Ayuk. He threw to how many receivers did this guy throw to? I'm going to show you guys. Look, when you're throwing, I understand it if you say, oh, he's got this guy and this guy and this guy. But he's throwing to Jauan Jennings, the third wide receiver. He's throwing to a washed Deebo Samuel. He's throwing to George Kittle, who's a tight end. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. But he's throwing to Brandon Ayuk, who's washed his shit, dropped a touchdown. He's throwing to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different receivers. 5 of them have multiple catches. The dude dishes it out to everybody and makes sure everyone gets a fair share of the ball, which is something hard to do when you got so many targets that want the ball. That's hard to do because if you fail to give someone a certain amount of targets, they're going to complain. Look what he's doing. He's making sure everybody eats. No matter what, everybody eats. And that's what I like about Brock Purdy. He just wants to make the best play. So, I just remembered the play that Brock Purdy made that I thought was stupid. The dumbest play I thought Brock Purdy made was, I think someone mentioned it, the double coverage play to the tight end. And I think it was a pass to Salbert. I could be wrong. It could have been Tungus, one of the two. Brock Purdy threw the ball deep to it was bad. Like, why are you throwing it to that tight end? Like, immediately, it was almost like he kept his eyes on him as if, I'm not trying to blame Kyle Shanahan. I'm not going to say Kyle Shanahan. I'm not going to do it. But it's almost as if Kyle Shanahan told Brock Purdy, throw it to this guy no matter what, he's going to be open. That's what it felt like. Because that play was not something you usually see from Brock Purdy. It was weird. Not to mention, in the check down, if you go watch that play, I still have it embedded in my brain. Jordan Mason wide open for that first down. He was wide open for a check down. And Brock Purdy didn't see him at all. It's almost as if he just wanted to make sure that this tight end's going to get the ball no matter what. And I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. Didn't like it. I hate to see when they run Deebo inside the tackles. Hopefully he tackles the tackles a lot though, so it's like his thing. I know he goes outside, but even when he goes outside, he runs through the tackles, In prime time also. Yeah, big deal. Brock's him, dude. Brock's him. There was also a throwaway from the 5-yard line. He had grass and could have just ran it in. Yeah, but knowing Brock Purdy, man, he's going to see all the things he did wrong here, and he's going to adjust and fix that. Yeah. I want to see that play then if he had grass, because I do remember him throwing away a ball. I don't know if there was grass or not, but yeah, if he's throwing away, that's not a good play either, man. That's not a good play either. So I usually rewatch the highlights for something like this if I usually give my opinion and stuff, but I did not rewatch the highlights. So there's like some things I may have forgotten. So I do apologize, guys. I typically failed you on my research. I'm sorry. So this is really just a true reaction of what I feel and from what I can recall. So if that's a bonus, say there's no bullshit here. No bullshit, guys. No bullshit. I got to let my cat in. She's probably going to die from heating shock. And I'm back again. Yeah, I mean, well, if you want to pick apart his game, like there's some bad parts here and there, you're right. If there was a first down and he decided to throw the ball away, I think he's probably just trying to work on that and just try not to be always desperate. Maybe that's what ran through his brain was like, okay, live to see another down. What if I go for a run? And maybe something in his head thought he couldn't make it. But yeah, you're right. If there was a wide open, he missed that. That's something he's learned from, something he needs to see. And I think he could do that. So, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Brock Purdy, man. He proved a lot last night, in my opinion, especially since against a secondary that's really good. Okay. And I thought he was relatively accurate, except for those moments. That 1/3 quarter drive was weird. And then that deep ball to that tight end was weird. Those are the weirdest moments, in my opinion. JJ is him. Are we talking about Justin Jefferson? I totally agree. He is a stud muffin. Or do you mean Jauan Jennings? I usually know him as Juan in third. That's usually his nickname. But yes, JJ, Jauan Jennings, is also him. The dude gets open all the time. The dude, even when he's not open, you just throw him the ball. He can make 50-50 plays. He's clutch as shit. He's one of the most clutch receivers I've ever seen. I'm not going to lie to you. At this point, he's one of the most consistently clutch wide receivers I've ever seen. Whenever you need a play, throw it to him. He's just always making plays. I'm a big fan of Jennings too, dude. I love him. I'm glad we signed him. I think for the price we got him for, absolute steal. Absolute steal. Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought, and considering what he was working with, he was very good. He was great. I wouldn't say, I know why people would say great, but I would say very good. It's probably most I'll go. Very good. Because there's just some moments that the reason why I'm docking him a little bit is just because some plays need to be finished. Some drives need to be finished. There was also I just feel like too many field goals. Yeah, awesome. Jake Movie scored 6 for 6. We still won the game, whatever. But with a critique mind, someone is going to look at this, such as like Nick Wright or somebody. They're going to say Brock Purdy. Oh, Brock Purdy didn't finish drives though. He couldn't do it. He couldn't get it done in the red zone. You're going to hear shit like that, and it's like, even though he played good, he still was a great quarterback, especially considering he was way better than most QBs week 1. A lot of these elite quarterbacks were not very elite this week. The only elite quarterbacks that I thought were good this weekend was Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes. I guess Josh Allen too. So that's it. Wasn't a fan of Lamar. Not it. Joe Burrow. No. Jordan Love. No. Jalen Hurts. No. Dak Prescott. Ass. He only got those points because he's playing against the Browns defense, where he's pretty much guaranteed a 3-and-out he's pretty much guaranteed a drive in like 10 drives a game. Well, more than that. But you get my point. When the other team has a shitty quarterback, you're going to get more drives and more opportunities to score points. It's just the fact. So fuck him. Yeah, we want to finish the TVs. Yeah, we want that. We want to finish that. But yeah. We have 2 good running backs, Mason and CMC. We do. Everyone, all I kept hearing for ever since we got Jordan Mason, David Lombardi, Larry Krueger, and Grant Cohn. Obviously, Grant Cohn would say anything that when something's not being done, he'll point it out and be like, we should do this, and then you get the point. Jordan Mason has had this insane, I don't want to say stigma, but tag attached to him that he's this great running back for years, since we've had him for years. We had him last year, and I think the year before that. And then we finally got him to play this year. People were bragging about how amazing he is in training camp. And yeah, he played good in the 5 snaps that he would get in regular season, but that's not enough to be like, okay, he's a great running back. You know what I mean? But he showed it, and that was finally we saw it today. Not today, but we saw it yesterday. Finally, we saw Jordan Mason. We saw the showcase. We saw what he can do. He's most likely not going to be here next year. He's going to go start for another team next year. I'm going to assume. He's a very good running back, yeah. And not to mention his ability to catch the ball was pretty good, because that was apparently one of his weaknesses. He wasn't very good in the passing game. And when you're a running back for the San Francisco 49ers, you need to be able to catch the ball. That could be one of the reasons why he didn't get snaps either. It's just because he couldn't catch the ball. But he worked on it. He bought Jugs machine, spent a lot of money on one, worked on his catching, got better, and you saw it in the game. So don't ever let someone tell you that you cannot get better at something. You could always get better at something. You just got to grind, always do it, put the work in, make it consistent, and then it grows. It feels impossible. It feels like, okay, I'm never going to get this, but there's going to be a point when you keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. There's a point where it clicks, and it just becomes second nature. It's something I learned playing piano. I tried playing piano. I couldn't do it. It was so fucking hard. Having to keep track of this hand and this hand was so hard. And then just one day I got it. It just happened. That can happen to you too. Just keep being consistent. Keep the grind. You are not going to some people are going to be better at it than you are just because of natural talent. And they probably, not to be a dick here, but maybe they put more, they start from an earlier age than you, etc. But if you always put the work in consistently and you adjust your play to make it better or attempt to, you will get better. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. All right. Enough with the unk talk. I'm sorry. Enough with the unk talk. Let's get to the questions. Comments, not questions. My bad. Let's get to the comments. Let the people speak. I think he missed 100% BA and CMC. Those are the two he goes to the most when things break down. Yes, he totally does. He goes to CMC when things break down. I don't blame him. Dude's a stud. Usually open all the time. And then BA, yeah, whenever he needs like a deep play or a big play, usually Brandon Ayuk was that guy. So, yeah. And then I did see Brock Purdy talk to Brandon Ayuk during the game, and they looked like they were having a constructive conversation. They didn't look like they were like bothered by each other or anything like that. And this was after Brandon Ayuk dropped the ball, so it's good to see that Brock Purdy's being a leader and he's not holding a grudge or some shit. Because some quarterbacks are like that. Finally got to know Border Sports. My bad, dude. Just saw you here. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. What up, dude? I'm on a rant, man. I'm on a rant right now. I drank like 2 cups of coffee. Feeling. Do you think we'll have trick plays with Mason? I don't think they have one set for him, no. It's possible during this off season because he did get first-team reps, so it's possible they did. But according to George Kittle, I watched an interview, they did basic run plays with Jordan Mason in this game, apparently. They didn't use any like special CMC plays at all. They just used simple outside zone run plays, according to George Kittle. And if that's the case, that's even more impressive for not only the offensive line, but for Jordan Mason to, take a predictable play into a big play often is a pretty big deal. So, but I do not think they're going to have trick plays with him. No, I don't think they're going to put that work in, especially since he's a stud with basic zone run plays. I don't think they're going to focus on that, especially since they expect CMC to come back at some point. I think they're going to focus more on CMC trick plays than they would Jordan Mason. Because you got to keep in mind, Jordan Mason is still the second running back. So it's just how it is. It kind of sucks because he looks like a stud, but we got CMC and we can't, so it doesn't really suck, actually. No, that's it. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to talking about the players. In order, we got Brock Purdy. I just talked about him. I thought he was very good. Strawberry thinks he was great. I'm not going to hate him on that. I love that comment. Brock Purdy, I thought was pretty good, especially without the Avengers and the, that crappy at right tackle. So bad. Jordan Mason. We already talked about Jordan Mason. We already had a few conversations about him. We said a few things already. But yeah, he was definitely the MVP of this game. He was a stud. All the hype that people made about this guy was 110% true. You actually saw a little bit in the preseason. You're hoping it wasn't just because there was no scheme and he was just running, against, second and third team players. But no, man, he's the real deal. He can do it. He finds the holes. There's some holes where I thought, like, okay, he's going to get stopped here. But he decides to continue, goes further outside, and then he finds a hole. There was a couple moments where I thought he was going to get stopped, but yet he made bigger plays. And that's what you want to see. That's what, whenever I judge, my eye test is when I expect a play to be done, right? So, for example, Jordan Mason, in my mind, I see the play unfold. I can see the offensive line. I can see the D line. I can see everything. I can see if a running back is about to get crushed. I can see if a running back is about to get stuffed. A normal running back would get stopped right here is what crosses my mind. And at the moment that a running back or whatever player does breaks that expectation, I go, whoa. And that they should get credit for that. That is the eye test. That is something you should judge a player on. Do they beat that expectation of what you expect to happen? Because if I see that's where the whoa comes from. You expect a loss, you expect an interception, whatever. Jordan Mason on a consistent basis throughout the game had me going, what? Huh? How? Huh? Because it's like he should have been stopped. He did get stopped a lot, but that did not stop him, did not discourage him. He kept going. 28 carries is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but he took every opportunity and he made it his own. Love Jordan Mason, MVP. He deserves that chain over him. He deserves the Hufunga thing. I don't want to be rude, insultive, but I'm talking about that little ball thing. He's got also what he said after the game. Oh, I knew since Friday. Bit of a blunder. Not gonna lie. It's possible. Like, okay, let's be real. There is a possibility that Jordan Mason took the question wrong and wasn't actually told that, hey, you're starting this week. Because if you stop and you watch it, he does pause and has to think about it. So it is very possible for Kyle Shanahan or the running back coach to tell him, hey, there's a good chance you'll play. Hey, be ready. There's a chance you'll play. There is a possibility for some, especially if the head coach or the running back coach hasn't confirmed it yet, the running back can just make that assumption. Like, hey, it doesn't look like Brikesh Craft is getting better. I see him every day. I saw him today. He doesn't look good. I'm probably going to start. And he had a lot of nerves. He was excited. So I'm not going to anxiety can do that to you, you know, and make you say things that were not intended to be like that. But it is possible that he slipped and he thought about it for a second. And then he was like, yeah, I guess I'll tell him. There's no big deal to that. But a lot of people got a lot of money. A lot of people got a lot of money. So I know exactly where the trouble comes from. But I feel bad for the guy because he deserved to celebrate. He had an insane, incredible debut, and it did not deserve to get crushed by that question. It did not deserve to get crushed by his response. I feel bad for him. Afterwards, he was like, this is why I don't want to talk to you guys, man. I'm not trying to be weird or dickish or give him shit for this, but it kind of looked like he was about to cry because he was given so much shit for it. And I feel bad for the dude. The dude worked hard for this. People were waiting for him for 2 years to play. And he waited 2 years to play. Never complained. Never wanted to be traded, even though everyone bragged about him. And now we're going to bring him down because of this. It's so sad. It's so sad. I feel bad for him. And I hope that he gets over it. And I hope that he celebrated last night. And I hope the 49ers got his back and told him, don't fucking worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it with the NFL and all that. I hope so. Our guy Pooney did well. Yes, he did. Absolute stud. Looks like a starter. He crushed people, made people fold. Good dude. Good dude. Good dude. Oh, be sure to like the live, guys. Be sure to like the live. It helps me out a lot. And people, when you like the live, it boosts it. And then like other people see it who are like 49er fans or 49er haters. And they jump in here and then they say their things. So if you guys like the live, all right. I was so close with the 31-13 prediction. It was 32-13 until the last minute garbage TD by Gets. Mason is a beast. You were so close, dude. You were so close, man. There was you that said 31-13. And there was someone else that also said 13. They just got one of them said the 49ers were just going to score 13 points. The Jets were going to get a shit ton of points. I can't remember who said that, but it was just flipped. Someone said 31-13 Jets. So, yeah, you were close, man. You were close, dude. Like, just 1 point more, dude. And if you put money in, dude, you would have got so much money. You would have got so much money. Mooney was also good. He was a stud muffin. I'm super happy for him. Usually compared to last year, he would miss some easy ones, obviously, and then the clutch one against the Browns. You know, so you would kind of expect him to miss one of those sixes. At least I expected it, at least for him to miss one. He didn't do that. He beat my expectations. I'm super happy for that. Hopefully he can continue this, what he's doing into the week. Don't want to declare him as a good kicker yet, because again, like I said, for all the rest of the players I'm going to talk about here, we need more. We need to see more. Okay, we need more evidence to prove that he is this player. 1 week against the defense, and when everyone else was struggling this weekend, we can't get too hyped on him, but it's promising. It's promising. LOL. I'm laughing too, man. I'm laughing too. I'm laughing my ass off. That drop by DM. Such a fucking terrible drop. Some people will say, oh, he had to die for it. I don't care. I don't care if he had to die for it. He died for it. He didn't have to reach for it like this. He didn't have to do some crazy, insane hand catch. Okay? It hit him in the breadbasket. It hit him right in the spot it needed to be. Justin Jefferson's making that catch. CeeDee Lamb's making that catch. Jamar Chase is making that catch. Like, whoa. Amon-Ra St. Brown is making that. It hit him in the bread. He just had to reel it in. Oh, and there's another thing. I've noticed with Brandon Ayuk through all the targets he got. He jumps in the air. I know he did that. Usually he does that. But he kind of fixed it last year. It wasn't as bad. This year, from the 4 snaps that I saw, one where he jumps super high in the air to catch a ball like right here, when he really just kind of just got it. So it was like, oh, I don't know why you did that. And then there's another play that he epically failed on. He did not look good. The ball, he's not catching the ball with his hands. He's catching the ball with his chest. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He's catching the ball like a rookie wide receiver. It's hitting him in the chest, and then he's juggling it. When the sideline catch that he had, for first down. Good throw. He was. What the fuck, dude? Where's your hands? I always thought you had mid hands. Did not think you had bad hands. Okay? It got worse. It got worse. So that's my reaction to the Brandon Aiyuk thing. He's rusty, so I'm going to give him a chance to fix it. He can get better, you know. Like Peyton Manning said, it is important. So we'll see. But that was not a good look. $30 million, that was not a good look. But hopefully next year, not next year, but next game, he can fix that. As Kansas City fans, crybaby Jets fans, look, as Kansas City fan, look, crybabies, Jets fans. Yeah, they're crying like a bitch right now. There's a lot of people freaking out. They're really upset with Aaron Rodgers. If they're not upset with Aaron Rodgers, they're upset with God damn, I'm dying over here, guys. Sorry, my bad. The D-line. Yeah, they're getting upset right now. Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm gonna show it. Hopefully I don't get kicked off. If I get kicked off, guys, all love fam, I'll see you next vid. If I get kicked off. I hope they keep it. I hope they keep it. Nope. I heard noise. All right. Greeny. Dominated Jets. Where's Greeny at? Purdy jersey. Saw a clip. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a short on it later because I think it's just funny. Because I just think it's funny. Hopefully, you guys see it. You would think I'd be able to find this just by typing in Greeny Purdy jersey. Bro. All right, guys, I can't find it. For some reason, YouTube sucks right now, and it's not finding any of the videos I'm looking for right now. So I do apologize. Anyway, there's a video of Greeny right now. Had a show. I don't know if you know who Greeny is. He's on a show every morning on ESPN. He usually has an Aaron Rodgers jersey on the wall. Usually behind, like to the right of the show when you watch it, usually there's an Aaron Rodgers jersey. Someone replaced it with a Purdy jersey. And Greeny had an excellent response. I loved it. Even if it was fake and it was all played out, I loved it. I thought it gave a big shout out to Purdy. And I love that segment. I wish I could show you guys, but I cannot find that video to save my fucking life. So I apologize. All right. Strawberry Rex, for a rookie, he really didn't have an awful season last year. I think he was just a few critical ones, so fans remember those. Who are we talking about? Are you talking about Pooney? Pooney was not. No, we're not talking about Pooney. Let me know what you're talking about. Master Chef was a dime. Holy shit. It was a fucking dime. It was a dime. 2 weeks ago, 2 week going be fire, crazy and fire. It will be crazy and fire. I know. I was cheering for you guys last night. Hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. I'll take it. I'll take the W. Good vibes, man. Good vibes gives us W's. Trent didn't skip a beat, 0 pressures, 1 IV on the sideline. Absolute monster, dude. Picked up right where he left off, just like he always does. If whenever missed games, he looks exactly the same. Actually, no, I take that back. He didn't look entirely the same because usually there's one highlight of him obliterating somebody. He didn't look. He was. I still think he is going to get better from here. But yeah, it looked like he was still a top tackle, despite all that. Straight 100% of snaps, dude. Insane. Can't say that for Brandon Aiyuk. Maybe Brandon Aiyuk can take a few lessons from Trent Williams on how to prepare himself for the season. Even though I'm sure like the preparation for a wide receiver would be different than Trent Williams because he has to catch a ball. There's timing. So it might be a little bit different now that I say that. I hate the Jets. Why do you hate the Jets, man? They got 1 Super Bowl since like 1960 something. I think I want to say 69. Nice. 69. Nice. But I think yeah. I don't know why you hate the Jets. I wouldn't hate the Jets. They suck. They suck every year. That comment was about Moody. Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. I totally agree. For a rookie, really didn't have an awful season last year, I think. Yeah, on a grand scheme of things, he did not have a bad season. If it looked like it, because there were moments where you're like, you should have made that. That was a clutch moment you epically failed at. Oh, that's an extra point. He was a rookie. He did miss a few things here and there, but he also he did make, I think, one clutch field goal last year, and he made some long ones. He has the longest field goal in the Super Bowl, which, I mean, it cannot get any more pressure than that. So I agree. He in the grand scheme of things, he did not have a bad season, but to a fan, as a fan, I was super hard on him. I was like, at first I was like, let's give him a chance. And then there was like a moment, I can't remember what it was, where I was like, I don't know, dude. When really he was like a top 5 kicker. I think it's just the 3rd round draft pick tag on him. The 3rd round draft pick thing, you have to be the best kicker in the league. When you're a 3rd round draft pick, when there's undrafted kickers doing better than Moody. And I think that's what people are doing. They're comparing. And everyone knows that comparison is the robbery of happiness. So when you do that, you're going to be blinded a little bit because you're comparing to undrafted players, etc. But on a standpoint of it, as a kicker, he was top 5. So, I mean, he was top 5. I'm going to tell my friends about his YouTube channel. He's a big fan of 49ers. Fuck yeah, buddy. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's grow together, man. Let's go together. I would love to hear his opinions, man. I would love to hear his opinions. Have a conversation. Bring him in. Pooney destroy the 49ers, can't draft. Oh, yeah, 110%. Honestly, I always – what I think how I always felt about the 3rd round pick, it's not necessarily like they would bust on those. They would just make the weirdest, obscure, unnecessary picks in the 3rd round all the time. Running back, kicker, a tight end that was supposed to be in the 5th round. Like, there's just weird moments in the 3rd round, But you are right. They got Fred Warner in the 3rd round. They got Pooney in the 3rd round. Jair Brown in the 3rd round. That's all I can think of on top of my head right now. But yeah. So, I mean, for people saying they don't draft well in the 3rd, not true. They just draft weirdly in the 3rd. And by drafting weirdly, you're going to, I guess, because like running back, for example, we did not need running back, but we kept drafting running back in the 3rd and 4th round. It's like, why are we doing this? So you kind of set yourself up for failure by doing that. But when it came to them needing to draft needs in the 3rd round, they do a fantastic job. We needed offensive linemen. They draft Pooney. Fantastic. We needed a safety. They drafted Jair Brown. Fantastic. We needed a I just said his name. Fred Warner. We needed a linebacker. We needed one. Drafted him. Amazing. It's almost as if when we draft, like, oh, we want this player because he's cool. We fail in the 3rd round. Moody is okay kicker. Let's try to defend Moody here. Would you hate on Moody if he was? Would you say he's okay if he was top 5 kicker? If he was a top 5 kicker, would you say he's just okay? Because then that means the only good kickers have to be top 2. So what if I told you he was a top 5 kicker? Would that just make him okay? Or would that make him good? Not elite, because I don't think he's elite. Okay. That is not true. He would have made that kick against the Browns if he was elite. But I thought he was good. I thought he did good. I don't think he was mid. So that's my opinion on that. All right, so Jordan Mason. We just got done talking about Jordan Mason. Deebo Samuel looks washed as fuck. I already said like 10 times. Hopefully he can get his shit together. He had a whole offseason. He's thinner. So, and then we restructured his contract too, dude. I know a lot of 49ers fans are not going to play, like some who like Deebo Samuel a lot, but let's be real, dude. He did not look good. Let's be real. And if he's this player throughout the year, we restructured his contract. So that's something to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on Deebo. Let's see if he can get back that burst, that thing that we know he could do, that expectation breaker that he can do. We need to see that. So, and hopefully, because we restructured his contract and he's going to be here in 2025. No matter what, he's going to be here in 2025. So hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not washed. Hopefully he's not washed. I'm not hating him. You're fucking hating him, man. You're throwing fucking water in his face, spitting on him, making fun of his family. I'm just joking. I gotta let my dog in, guys. Be right back. And I'm back again. Yeah. All right, so yeah, Debo. I hope he could pick that up because that was not too long. Brandon Allen with a -1 rushing yard, trash, Garbo, and he's the second quarterback, trash. He sucks. I'm kidding. It was a kneel down. I know. I'm just joking. Jauan Jennings, no surprise that he's the top receiver there. He was the star of the wide receiver show. Made multiple clutch catches for first downs, big plays. I really don't need to stay on Jauan Jennings too much. Y'all know how well he played. If it wasn't Jordan Mason, I'd give it to Jauan Jennings, MVP for offense for sure. Because I'm always amazed at how consistent Jauan Jennings is. He's one of the most consistent wide receivers I have ever seen. I don't think I've seen him have a bad game. Even though he doesn't get the target a lot. But even when he doesn't get target a lot, he always makes big plays. He's so consistent. I love Jauan Jennings. I do not buy jerseys at all. I'm not a jersey buying guy. I only buy jerseys when I know that a player is going to be like here forever or he's going to be a signature staple. And I've yet to buy one. One I could buy is Frank Gore. I wasn't like really I love Frank Gore, I really did, but I wasn't sold on just buying his jersey, Patrick Willis kind of close out, but he retired too soon, in my opinion. So I know I'm being picky, but I feel like a jersey, my first jersey needs to be special. It needs to be that guy that I believe in, that I'll die for. Not die for, but you know what I mean? Like die on a hill for that kind of player. And Brock Purdy is one of those players, it seems. He's becoming one of those players. And Jauan Jennings is one of those players. He's so consistent. I fucking love Jauan Jennings. I love him so that sounds I'm getting a little weird now by saying I love him, but he's just so good. Do you think Pearsall would be good after that incident? Oh yeah. It didn't hinder him at all. He has no problems. He healed. It went through and through. So it's just tissue, and tissue heals. So he'll be fine. I can't wait to see Xavier Worthy versus Ward. I don't think Xavier Worthy is a gadget guy. They're just going to use him for like sweeps, and then he's going to do wheel routes and things like that. So I don't think Ward's going to be on him. I think it's either going to be Lenore is going to be on him mostly because I can see Xavier Worthy in the slot more often. So I don't think he's going to go against Ward. If he does, it'd be like once or twice. It wouldn't be often. It won't be often. A Kittle jersey. Nah, look, I love Kittle. I love the whole entire 49ers team. But there's a tier. There's a very specific tier. And I love Kittle. He's a good tight end, one of the best, one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest of all time. But he's had inconsistent years. And inconsistent moments. And there's games where I just feel like he should have flashed more and he didn't. So it's just not I just don't have enough memories with that guy to do that. Texans the best. Texans CJ Stroud fan. Dude, congrats on your franchise quarterback, dude. I didn't think he was going to be good. I thought I fell into the IQ test thing. I fell into the Ohio State stigma. I did not think he was good. It was not really based on any real fact. So I'm meeting my words. I guess that's a bad take. I got aged poorly, but then again, a lot of people had that take. So, but congrats on Stroud, dude. Dude looks fucking amazing. Dude's amazing. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy took away a lot of those. You're not wrong. Like Jimmy held so many players back because Brandon Ayuk didn't reach 1,000 yards until Brock Purdy became the quarterback. A lot of these players are exceeding what they were since Brock Purdy's been in and Jimmy Garoppolo's been gone. There's a lot of plays I see Brock Purdy do that Jimmy Garoppolo would not be able to do, even if his life depended on it. So, yeah, I totally agree. Jimmy held back a lot of players, but that's what I'm saying. Like Kittle didn't give me those moments. He didn't give me enough. And even if it's by proxy because of Jimmy Garoppolo, I still didn't get those moments. You know what I mean? So I love him. I still think, like I said, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Blocks really well, really good at making catches, amazing at yak, one of the best. But I just didn't have enough, you know. But Brock Purdy is turning into that guy. Juwan Jennings, I'm having multiple moments with that dude. So Texans are who's better, Jimmy G or CJ? CJ. I don't mean to be rude by how I reacted there. I apologize, but I just CJ 110%. 110%. The Texans sucks. CJ is a good QB. CJ is an elite QB. He's elite. He's so good. So good. Like the Panthers picking Bryce Young over CJ Stroud is going to haunt them forever. Imagine Kittle or Ayuk's number if they play with Brock with her. I know, dude. I know. Ayuk probably would have been a 1,000-yard receiver his rookie year. Kittle probably would have got that. What was that game where he went for like 200-something yards and he just missed the all-time most receiving by a tight end? Brock Purdy was a quarterback, would have got it. Like, I agree 100%. Brock Purdy makes the entire team better. Plus, kills out there all the Jimmy Hospital balls. So true. I will say this though, Brock Purdy does throw hospital balls, but he only throws hospital balls when like the play is breaking down, he's running to the left or right, and he needs to make a play. He'll throw it to anybody that's open, even if it's a hospital ball. Because I saw one where he threw it to Juszczyk, and Juszczyk took a really hard hit in the back, and he still caught it. Like, it's cool. It was just a few yards though, and still didn't get the first down. So he does throw hospital balls, but Jimmy G, yeah, he throws hospital balls on the fucking reg, dude. Like, even Devontae Adams is like, man, I'm dying out there. I've never taken this many hits before. But, yeah, I totally agree. Jimmy Garoppolo was constantly getting players hurt, dude. He gets himself hurt. It's almost as if God was like, here's beauty, and then we're going to curse you for a very, very long time. You're going to have this. You're going to be rich. You're going to be fine, but you're going to be made of glass. Travis Kelce and Kittles are best tight end in the league. Yep. I think it's another one. Likely's looking good though, guys. Likely for the Ravens. Holy balls. That guy looked good. That guy. I thought I want to put this out there actually too. I want to flex. Okay. I saw Likely's talent last year and I thought he was a good tight end. I didn't think he was this good. Don't get me wrong. But I thought he was a good tight end and a lot of people didn't get enough credit. So I think it's because now that I think about it, it just crossed my mind. I think that's because he was like an undrafted player and someone cut him or released him or something. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's Likely drafted. I think he went undrafted. Pretty sure he went undrafted. Oh, no, he did not go undrafted. He went in the 4th round of the 2022 NFL draft. He is a steal. That's a steal, dude. He looks so good. Such a good fucking tight end. Kittle, yeah, I know what you meant. You're fine. I have fat fingers, dude, and I type shit and I miss things all the time. Don't worry about it. I usually try to connect it. If I can't connect it, I'll just ask you. So, and if I ask you, don't take offense. I just don't understand. I believe the O-line has evolved. I haven't felt confident about the O-line in a long time. That was different to see. I'm not gonna lie. They had Quinnen Williams, who is a wall mover, if you want to put it that way. If I want to put it that way, but the O-line did their thing, made plays, except for McKivitz. McKivitz was ass. He was the only one not carrying his weight. But yeah, I could see the O-line does look more cohesive, even with Trent Williams out. That's the crazy part. That they still have that cohesion, even though the offensive line is pretty much the same exact offensive line from last year, except for Pooney, who's a stud. So, I mean, you could see the cohesion does look better, and that makes sense. This is the exact same offensive line. However, I still think it's week 1, and I think we need to still be cautious. We still need to keep an eye on the offensive line. It's week 1. We cannot declare anything yet. It's too soon. But yes, very optimistic about the offensive line. They looked a lot better in the run game. You got to give them credit about that run game. Holy crap, did they look good in blocking. They were blocking in basic zone schemes, outside zone schemes, according to George Kittle, which means it's just them going to the left and basically being like instinct, going to the right, instinct. And that cohesion by just doing basic plays. Congratulations. Likely did look good. So mad I drafted Andrews. Sorry, brother. Sorry. I don't blame you, man. I'll be pissed too, dude. Like, a lot of people are upset about that, man. Not gonna lie. All right. We are past an hour, but we'll continue to talk so I can get through all these. I'm gonna get through all these players at least, so we can talk about the game, and we don't really have to talk about it again. George Kittle thought he was pretty good. He was really involved. He did a lot of good blocking. George Kittle was a Hall of Fame tight end in that game. 4 for 10 every 10 yards, 440, 10 yards. Kyle Juszczyk made a couple clutch catches, except for that one that Brock Purdy threw went right over his head. That was weird. But I do like the effort that Juszczyk put in, despite knowing that ball was going to go over his. I saw that ball. And I was like, oh, that's going over his head. Juszczyk still put the effort in. Love to see it. Brandon Aiyuk, oh my. I already reacted to that, so I'll make this quick. Do not judge him yet. He has rust. Let's see if he gets better. If it's week 8 and bro is playing the way he played, we got played. As 49ers fans, we got played. Bro doesn't care. He just wants his money. He's done. He's gone. I'm sorry. That's where I'll give up. If it's week 8 and bro is still playing like this, I guess we paid $30 million for a average-ass wide receiver. All right, so Jordan Mason, we already know he's a stud. He only caught 1 pass. He should have caught 2. He should have caught 2. But Brock Purdy didn't see him and wanted to throw deep instead, which is weird. It was this ball right here. He tried throwing a deep ball to Eric Saubert right here, and that's why it's 0 for 0, because he tried targeting and missed him. And he had Mason wide open in the flat. It was crazy. All right. So let's jump on to the defense. Let's jump to the defense. Let's all give a round of applause, and I want to hear it echo. All right, throughout the world. A round of applause for everyone. Just such a masterclass of how to play linebacker. And I already made the comment. The dude throws his body at players in such a beautiful Superman-y looking way. Just his legs become straight. He just goes, he becomes stiff, and he goes, and he punches the ball out. Bro is a elite future Hall of Fame linebacker. And in that game, all I kept seeing was dude flying all over the field, dude. God, he was so good. Loved him. Who else we got? Isaac Yadama, he did all right. He allowed a couple catches, you know. I expected better from him. Then again, he did have injuries through training camp and preseason, so I'm not trying to blame Russ on everything. Like, oh, we're Russ. But I'm going to continue to give him a chance. I still think he is the 3rd best corner on our team, if not the 4th, one of the 2. But he did not play like a good second corner in that game, in my opinion. Deommodore Lenore. He was flying. Should have been wearing a cape. Exactly. Someone needs to make that song. I can't think of it. It goes din, 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 din. Like it's just, and I can't think of the song. I can't even sing it. But there's a meme song that plays, and they should put a cape on Fred Warner, and he's just like punching out the ball, tackling people and shit like that. I think that'd be a good edit. If I knew how to make that edit, I would do it myself. Trust me, you would see it as a short, I promise. But I wouldn't know where to begin to start to make that kind of an edit. So, all right, so let's go on to Isaac. I'm disappointed. Deommodore Lenore. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. If not Fred Warner, it's Deommodore Lenore's MVP. All over the place, making amazing plays, putting full in effort. He got that crazy interception to what's his name? Flanagan Fowles, dude. He knocked that shit out and it plopped up in the air. Did the Ravens thing. I call it the Ravens thing. Okay, and what do I mean by the Ravens thing? For some reason, every time a Ravens defender touches a fucking football, it pops up into the air. Okay. And that's exactly what Lenoir did. He just, boom, and it popped up in the air, gave the defender a chance to intercept the ball. Lenoir is looking on fire. Ward and Lenoir, dude. If Green, Yadam, and Rocky Sin can just step up, holy shit, best cornerback room in the league. And again, it's week 1, but I'm declaring Lenoir and Ward as great players. We already know Ward is. Lenoir, from what I saw, I'm sold. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I'm sold. I know it's week 1, and I know so we can't judge people based on week 1, but I saw enough. Like, okay, that dude's good. So, he did have that critical fourth down play. He did. You were not wrong. He had that incredible fourth down play where he jumped in, hit the dude's hand a little early. I'm not trying to criticize it, but I'm saying he came in there, made a big play. All right. Big stop, leap, effort. Like I said, I love Yadam. I've vouched for him all off season. But there were some moments that I wasn't, I was a little like, okay, you need to make a better play than that. He almost replicated that diving interception, that diving thing. I think when they took out Aaron Rodgers, it was an end zone. Yadam pretty much did the exact same dive and reach. Almost tried to do it. And the player actually had to go down and grab it. It was like mimics the exact PBU that he had earlier. It was weird, except for it was a catch this time. So, as I continue on, let me know what you guys who is your MVP of this game, all right, and who is your least impressed player of this game. My MVP goes to Jordan Mason. I would say my least impressed player, it would be Brandon Ayuk, but I was not a fan of Devondre Campbell. I was a little disappointed in Devondre Campbell. If it wasn't for Devondre Campbell, I'll give it to Brandon Ayuk, but I thought Devondre – oh, no. I take that back. I take all that back. Where he's not on here. Fucking Colton McKivitz, dude. You are the Achilles heel of this fucking team, bro. You sucked ass, man. Holy shit, dude. Took your mouth to a fucking exhaust pipe and you fucking sucked it all in, man. You took it in. You took all that toxins and then you put it on the field. You were fucking shit. I expect better from you, man. Garbage. Absolute garbage. But if not McKivitz, it's Campbell and Ayuk. Ward, good. Yeah, good. A lot of people said that Ward should have had an interception. I don't think he should have had the interception. It was way too high. I think it like barely hit the tip of his fingers or whatever in that game. I don't think he should have intercepted that. He played good. He was a good corner. I think he allowed one catch. I could be wrong. But offensive MVP is Mason or Pooney. Defensive MVP is Warner or Lenoir. Pooney is a good one. Pooney's a good rookie coming in, being a starter, looking better than McKivitz and most guards in the league. That's a good one. It's good. Malik Collins, yes, dude. Dude. We're gonna get to Malik Collins because I know he's on this list. Where's he at? Yeah, we're gonna get to him. But yeah, 110%. So Ward, he didn't do anything impressive, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers was really trying to target Ward too much. I think he was trying to focus solely on Yadam, Lenoir, and everyone else. And I think that was evident. So Jair Brown, I think he allowed that. I could be wrong. I don't know. No, I think he allowed that touchdown on when Floyd went off sides and Aaron Rodgers threw the ball for a touchdown. I think that was Jair Brown's responsibility. But to be honest, I think it caught everyone off guard. Apparently, according to Aaron Rodgers, it also caught him off guard because even for a moment, he thought they would blow the whistle, and they didn't. So I think it caught everyone off guard. Because I think everyone kind of thought, oh, are we still playing? Everyone kind of thought that. Even I thought that vibe. I was like, are we done? But no, then they continue. I was like, oh, no. So I just don't think they were really too much ready for that play. But if you had to put blame on somebody for that, I think it would be Jair Brown. But outside of that, he was good. He was a stud. He made plays. I'm pretty sure he made a couple plays in the run game. Didn't allow any big plays except for that one I just mentioned. Outside of that, he was a very good safety. Just amazing draft. Just trade. I know it's a joke. People say this all the time as a joke, but I'm actually getting kind of convinced that we need to trade our first round draft picks. Like, just trade them for players that are good. Okay. If you're getting starters in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round and undrafted on a consistent basis and literally having the worst first round fucking track record I have ever seen. Okay? Even with players that are like bona fide supposed to be good, turn out to be shit with the 49ers. You know what I mean? So just trade your first round draft picks now, next year, and the year after that. Whatever you got to do. Go get starters. Okay? Stop drafting first round. Go get starters and a 5th round draft pick. Or be like, hey, here's a 1st round draft pick. Give me your average right tackle, who's better than McKivitz, and a 4th and 5th round draft pick. Boom. We got a right tackle, and we got a good chance of getting 2 starters. What are we doing? I just think at the point, I just think at this point, we should just trade those picks. I don't think Ward was targeted. I think pretty sure he was targeted, but it didn't seem like it. So it didn't seem like it. Actually, I think I can Google that and AI will tell me. Straverius. If Google doesn't tell me, I'll just take your word for it. Oh, PFF grades, guys. You want to see PFF grades? Oh, shit. PFF grades. Charles Ward was the highest graded 49ers player on defense. 51 snaps. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Fred Warner, of course, that makes sense. He was all over the place. Bosa was good. Really? Jordan Elliott, 69. Nice. 69.5. I didn't notice. Did anyone else notice Jordan Elliott? I didn't notice him. But apparently he was dope. I don't think he played bad because I didn't see him like look bad or anything, but apparently he was really, apparently he was one of the best defensive players last year, according to them. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We are never listening to PFF again. Look at this. Colton McKivitz, highest grade 49. Shut the. That dude had 2 penalties, bro. They were bad too, man. What do you mean? What do you mean? All right, I need to breathe. I just need to breathe. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Below the lowest grade 49ers players on offense, Ronnie Bell, Chris Connolly, and Salbert. I guess Salbert was throwing a ball where he was in double coverage, so I don't know. I don't want to hate too much. Chris Connolly, he didn't do much. But I don't think he played bad either. Ronnie Bell, these guys just didn't catch balls. That's it. They just didn't catch anything. They just didn't do anything. So I guess they are the lowest graded, but are you going to degrade someone just because they didn't, like, catch a ball? Like, don't they do other things, like get open still? Like, do you check to see if they got open on that play or not? Do you check to see if the ball thrown to them was not catchable? Like, because I feel like these 3 players here did nothing wrong. So are you telling me if you don't do anything? Leonard Floyd was not the lowest grade. Oh, my God. Shut the fuck up, dude. Lenore was – shut the fuck up, dude. Do you guys see this? Am I tripping balls right now? Lowest graded 49ers player in defense was Diamador Lenore. This is the worst fucking grade I've ever seen in my life, dude. Leonard Floyd had a sack. What are you talking about? Whoa, these are bad, dude. These are fucking bad. They got Warner right. They got Trent Williams right. They got Pooney right. They got Jennings right. Bosa, Ward, Yadam, not so much. Elliott, not so much. I would take Collins over them easily. Who else was better than Lenore? Should be up here. Fucking Floyd should be up here. Dude, this is the Ellis list I've ever seen in my life. That's crazy. If I wasn't awake before, I'm awake now. That is insane. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about their grades now, man. I don't know how I feel about their grades now. That's crazy because that is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I'm making a short. I want you guys to know right now. I'm making a short about that because that I'm passionate about that. That is the biggest load of donkey doo doo I've ever seen in my life, dude. Shake it off. Shake it off. I know you guys had enough Taylor Swift. I know. But shake it off. Shake it off. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to lose my mind, guys. Starting to lose my mind. Sorry. Starting to lose my mind. Okay. Let's get through these players real quick because I got actually guys this live is actually going a lot longer than I expected it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we got the Jair Brown, Hargrave. I thought he was okay. You know, I didn't see him do anything bad. Didn't look bad. He didn't do anything impressive either. So is what it is. Maliek Collins. Steal of a trade, 7th round draft pick from the Texans. I think he was like the 3rd on the depth chart or 2nd or some shit. But sending him as 2nd, sending him as 7th for this player, even for this one game alone, was worth the 7th round pick. If he's just okay from here on out, he technically played his value. Okay, well, let's be real. But I don't expect that. I expect him to continue to do what he's doing. I expect him to be as dominant. I expect him to be the D tackle, which makes sense because they did restructure Collins. They restructured Collins before the season. They knew who Collins was. They knew what he could be. And they capitalized on it, got him an extension, paid him better money, gave us a better cap space situation. Big W for the 49ers with Maliek Collins. This is probably the most underrated move of the offseason because that I can think of right now on top of my head is Maliek Collins. Just because we were asking for that D tackle, that one D tackle that's going to stop the run, that can rush the passer, that one elite guy. I won't say elite, it's too soon for that, but he's looking like it. That one guy that we could depend on. You know what I mean? We thought that was going to be Hargrave, but he wasn't that guy. We knew he wasn't good against the run, but he was good or great at pass rushing, but not elite of the way he was paid. Maliek Collins could be our savior at D tackle. It seems like it. Floyd, I love Floyd. I thought he was really good. He got that sack, showed a lot of effort. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when he got that sack, he was like, I mean, he must have been screaming his freaking heart out, dude. Like his lungs must have been like just imploded. So I am super happy for Leonard Floyd. I think he looked good on D-line. I think it helped Nick Bosa. I think it helped Maliek Collins. I think the D-line looks really good. And we'll see against the Vikings and see if it carries over and it's consistent. I'm a big fan of Collins. I'm a big fan of Floyd. Great signings. Big deal, big deal. Sam Aquanianu, which is Strawberries. I think it was Strawberries, guys. Someone said that he played good. Honestly, he got that 4th round. He got that 4th down stop. I think 4th and 1 on the run play. Someone told me he did. If he did, that's a stud. Big fan of it. Then that means we got potential in Sam, which would make sense. If he did make that play, which is a good reason to keep him on the roster. Because I was shocked that we decided to keep Sam Aquanianu on the roster. So if he's actually that good to make plays like that, big fan. Demetrius finding fouls. That's the interception from John Lenore. He did the Ravens thing. Pops him in. Got it. Your boy's losing his voice right now, talking for an hour and a half. He was okay. I wasn't super impressed with him. Didn't see him do anything crazy. You know, he didn't do anything bad either. I don't think he did anything bad. Robert Beal Jr., I was not impressed. I think I saw a couple plays where I feel like he could have made some, and he didn't do it. I'm not a fan of Robert Beal Jr. He's not the worst, but I saw a couple moments where I felt like he got played a couple times, rushing to the left. So that's okay. Curtis Robinson, solid. Malik Mustafa, I don't even think played. Green, I don't think I saw out there. Grendo, we didn't see out there. How the fuck does Jordan Elliott have 0 tackles, 0 assists, 0 forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, whatever, sacks, tackles for a loss, whatever you want? He's got none of that, and you're going to give him the 5th highest D tackle? You're going to name Elliott, this guy, 0 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, whatever the fuck this is, interceptions, tackles for, and you're going to name him the 5th best. God, I've never been more offended by PFF in my life, dude. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there at all. They have no idea. Calvin looked good. He's catching the ball, not dropping it. That's all that matters. Punt returns, what you want to see. And Jake Moody. Round of applause to Jake Moody. Good kicker. Great kicker. Love you, man. Great player. Last year, I thought, like we pretty much talked about it earlier, grand scheme of things, he was actually a top 5 somewhat kicker. There's moments I wish that he was better at last year, but then again, he was a rookie, and he does have a 3rd-round tag stigma on him. So for the most part, I'm glad that he's making 6 for 6 because last year I think he would have missed one of these. So to me, I think he's getting better. So hopefully he can continue and be the answer for us because a lot of people were like, hey, let's get Robbie Gould. Let's get Robbie Gould. I think that would have been a dumb idea. The dude's lost his leg. He's lost his leg. Yeah, he's accurate, but his kick power is like what, a 50 in Madden terms? It wouldn't work. It wouldn't have worked. I think that if you asked Robbie at the time to make the kicks that Jake Moody had to make that he missed, I feel like Robbie would have missed half of those just because he couldn't kick that far. So, and Wishnowsky, one of the greatest punters that we've ever had. We got to give some love to the Mitch Wishnowsky because he does kick the ball far and he does have a technique and does find his ways below that 20-yard line often. He's an unsung hero of the team because I think in that Super Bowl he made a couple good punts. A couple good games last year. He also made some good punts on the one. I'm a big fan of Wishnowsky. I think he had a rough start when we first got him, but I think he's like 30-something years old. 32 years old, old guy. We got him like 27 years old, 28 or something. But good punter. He's a Aussie or Australian, one of the two. One of the two. Okay, I think that's all the players. We went through all of them. To people who watch this later, throw into the comments who is your MVP, who is your least favorite player of the game. Tell me what you guys think of it. That's what I want to hear. Let me know in the comments who was the hero of the game and who was the failure of the game. That's what I want to know. All right, so we got everything out of the way. We talked about the game, talked about the Jets. We didn't talk about the Jets, actually. I want to just a quick note with them. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. You deserve that loss. You deserve to go 0-17 and practice falling downstairs. Anyway, he was okay. I thought he was good. I thought a couple passes were low, but for the most part, he was still Aaron Rodgers, still dope. He was still that good quarterback. However, it seemed like his weapons weren't – he didn't really have much weapons with Garrett Wilson, really do the majority of the work. Yeah, Allen Lazard had that big play on the sideline. However, Gadam was way far away from Lazard. So it was an easy catch for Lazard. So for the most part, I would say, and I hate saying this, he played good. All right, Aaron Rodgers played good in my eyes. I don't think he was the reason they lost the game. And I want you guys to know how much I fucking hate saying that. I do not think Aaron Rodgers was the reason they lost. I thought their defense was bad, except for in the red zone. They were stellar. Gotta give credit for that. Their run game was nowhere to be found, and their pass protection wasn't very good. There was a quarter I think they played really good. It's a notice where I was like, okay, they're starting to slow down Nick Bosa. Okay, they're starting to slow us down a little bit. There was moments in that game when the offensive line was a wall, but in the run game, they just weren't good. They just weren't good in the run game. Not that many weapons. The O-line wasn't very good. Defense wasn't good. The 49ers offense was just that much better. So, yeah, I know. It really, again, it hurts me to say that. I fucking hate that guy. But when you're talented and you're good, you're good. Can't deny it. There's nothing you can do about it. Can't lie to myself that bad. All right, so that's it. How I feel about the Jets in their situation. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to win games down the line. They win against one of the best teams in the league. Again, many teams are still trying to find their footing, so it's too soon to make a judgment on the Jets. But from what I saw, there was some good and there was some bad. But if I had to make just like guess, by doing zero research on their schedule right now, even though I could do it right now, but I'm not going to, I'm going to guess they're going to go like 2-2 the next 4 games. I don't think they're going. I think they're probably going to be a wild card team, but that's just judging based on 1 week. So take that with a grain of salt. All right. And to everyone's new that comes in here, please hit that like button. It helps out the channel a lot. I go live every single day. I don't give a shit if I'm tired as F. I don't care if I got 1 hour of sleep. I don't care any of the situation. I go live every single day. Make that an attempt. If it doesn't happen, it's usually because StreamYard acts weird or something serious actually comes up where it prevents me coming live. But for the most part, we're part of the grind. We're here for the grind. Be sure to follow, like the lives, and not to pull a 49ers chat sports report here, but hit that notification bell down below to make sure you get all the latest news from 49ers chat sports. So there's that. All right, let's talk about my. This is the longest live. I have never talked this long. I have not talked for an hour and a half on live before, and my voice is dying. All right, real quick, what is your worst take? Let me know in the comments your worst take you've ever had that's aged poorly. You're so confident, or you're in your emotions, whatever, but it aged poorly. What is that one take? Everyone has it. Everyone has that one take where you're like, okay, maybe I was wrong about that. Okay. My take. I'm going to tell you my take that aged poorly. And I'm going to admit this, a lot of I feel like 49ers fans are going to be upset with me. My friend Poggy, who I go live with every week, every Sunday before games at between 9 and 10 a.m. We're going to go live every week. My friend Poggy, he knows this. He says he's not going to give me shit on live for it, but I thought I'd be honest with you guys to let you know I'm not always right, and there are things that I say that are completely wrong. It does happen. All right, here we go. I thought we should have traded George Kittle in 2020 after the 2020 season. I thought George Kittle was done. I thought he was injury prone. I thought that after that 2019 season, I know he got hurt and he's out for the rest of the next year. I get that. But it was sometime I thought I was in my emotions. I thought we need to get that Super Bowl. We need to get more pieces. We could get a lot for George Kittle right now just because of the injury situation. I was in my feels. It was a bad, poor take, one of the worst takes I've ever had because after 2020 and 2021, he became good again. He became a great tight end. He wasn't catching as many balls as he used to, but however, he was still clutch. He still made big plays and things like that. Still one of the greatest tight ends of all time. But yeah, that is the worst take I've ever had. And yeah, so I try not to. I learned that lesson, not to let injuries be the reason to judge a player like that, especially considering he was relatively still, I think he was like 29, 28. And at the time, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to pick him up I wanted to trade him was because, all right, he's about to become 30. So he's going to decline, injury prone. He's not worth the production, etc. I convinced myself that George Kittle was no longer good. And that's my bad. Give me shit for that. You got to do it. I understand. And I'm going to be wrong again. But I try to make logical, common sense, kind of takes. I try to focus the stats and facts, and I did not in that situation when it came to George Kittle. I did not stick to the stats. I didn't stick to the facts. I didn't stick to reality. I just was too much of my emotions, and I made a judgment call of we got to get rid of it, and that was bad. That was bad. So, let me know what your guys' takes are, your hottest takes. Again, I want to hear the age poorly, just so I don't feel alone. It's a little bit of therapy. I appreciate it. That I'm not the only guy that's like, okay, tries to be right all the time, but has its failures. But I would say that's my biggest hot take. I was never a fan of Jimmy Garoppolo. I was always iffy about Trey Lance. There's no real take that I had that aged poorly. I said this at the beginning of the live, and I'll say it one more time just to mention it. Some people think that I thought Jordan Mason was going to be bad, and that's why we shouldn't play him last year in the playoffs. That is not at all what I said. That's not at all what I meant. At the time in the playoffs, Larry Krueger made a video that we should start Jordan Mason over Mitchell in the playoffs. No. We needed to have a starting running back who's played with the first team that knows what he's doing. At the time, Jordan Mason was not even getting first-team reps. He was barely getting second-team reps or third-team reps. Whether you want to blame Kyle Shanahan or whatever, the fact was the fact. He did not have the reps that he needed to prepare himself for a playoff game. And I got tired of people saying, put him in there, put him in there, put him in there. He didn't have the reps. And he's young and a rookie. So you're not asking, you're not getting a vet that you're throwing in there like Elijah Mitchell, who's a vet, who at the time last year was still a great running back. We still believed him and we still loved him. And when Jordan Mason gets his offseason to himself, first team reps, significant play time, looked amazing in the preseason, he's going to get better. He's going to have carryover, especially when he wasn't very good at pass catching. And we all know that pass catching in 49ers Kyle Shanahan's offense, you need to catch the ball as a running back. Jordan Mason literally was not good at that. He got better at it this offseason. And don't take my word for it. Don't be like, oh, you're defending yourself. No. Take Jordan Mason's word for it. He quite literally bought a jug machine so he can get better at catching the ball because he wasn't good at it. And now Kyle Shanahan raves about it, saying, hey, he's gotten way better at it. He's good at it now. And now he's taking first-team reps looking like an absolute stud. And now he's getting play time. That's really because Elijah Mitchell got hurt and McCaffrey's out. But I promise you, they wouldn't have put Mason out there if they didn't think he can catch, didn't understand the playbook, couldn't be a first-team running back. They would have put a CMC out there for sure. So I'm super happy for Jordan Mason. I also want to point out I never said Jordan Mason sucks. All I said, the most I've ever said was I want to see what everyone is talking about from all these creators. So that's what I want to see. And at the time, during the playoffs, was not the time to see it. During the playoffs, you play the players that know what they're doing. You play the players that have prepared themselves all season. That's what you go with. So I do not think that take age poorly. So I still stand by it. However, George Kittle, that was a bad take. Bad take. All right. I think I'm done. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off. My voice is literally dying. I would like to thank everybody who came into this live. Strawberry, you're a great dude. Appreciate you coming here, man. You're awesome, brother. If people are leaving comments, I haven't seen any. So if no one's leaving any comments, sorry, I quite literally can't see any. So if you are, Strawberry, good to see you, brother. Kim, Kai Wyam, good to see you. Tyler, CJ7, congrats on your franchise quarterback. Rage God, good to see you, dude. Tyler Helton, I'm a Chiefs fan, hater of the Jets. What's up? Master Chef, good to see you. No Border Sports means like you could talk about anything. I'm guessing. That's what that's about to get. Scott Lacoste Jr. He usually jumps in here and says, hi, what's up, good dude? And 49ers Media. That's about it. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate that. Everyone who comes and watches this later, please sub if you like the content. Like if you like the video. All love, fam. And I'll see you next video.